And there is one young man in particular who you would enjoy because he loves to talk smack. His name is Benjamin Smith, who, by the way, is a Lions fan. He does not seem to recognize that his team is nowhere to be found and just every day likes to remind me that my Broncos are going down. Every day I hear this. I hear this from Benjamin Smith. I hear this from ESPN, NFL Network. No one out there is giving the Broncos a chance to win this thing. But, they also said we couldn't beat the Packers or the Patriots or the Steelers or the Patriots again. So is all the hype correct? Are we going down, or do we have a shot at this thing?
Yeah, I don't think either team is going to blow the other team out of the water. I think it's going to be a pretty evenly matched game, and Denver definitely has a chance. If you talk to a lot of the media experts, a lot of people are picking Carolina. But if you talk to a lot of former players and people around the league, I think a lot of people more connected to the game are giving Denver more credit than those that just in the media or your common Joe, like the Lions fan at your church. I think just general perspective is that Denver's going to get blown out. And I think part of that reasoning is they just think last time Denver was in the Super Bowl, they got blown out. Panthers are really hot. Their offense scores a lot of points. They have a good defense. And they just stop there. They don't look at the deeper portion of it, like the fans and the people in the league, the players and the people in the league, they break it down more. What's the matchups? Carolina's offensive line is one of the best in the NFL. Denver's front seven is one of the best in the NFL. Carolina's offensive line was one of the top-ranked ones by Pro Football Focus this year, and Denver's defense led the NFL in sacks. So you gotta look at the matchups like that, and they hit Tom Brady 20 times in the AFC Championship game. If they're able to do something like that to Cam Newton, how's he going to react? Has he been hit 20 times this season in a game? I don't believe he has. So if Denver rattles him, how's he going to react? That's the kind of things you got to be looking at. You can't just look at things that have happened that long ago.
Yeah, and the other thing that I hear a lot is that Peyton Manning just doesn't have anything left in the tank. Peyton Manning is done. Peyton is washed up. He's going to go out as the guy that couldn't get it done in the playoffs. That was really good during the season, but just couldn't get it done. Do you think that holds true, or do you think Peyton has enough left in the tank to do what it takes to win this game?
Well, I don't know how anyone could say that if they watched the AFC Championship game. How can you say someone's done? Throws 2 interceptions and no interceptions and leads his team to a win in the AFC Championship game and against the Patriots, who many people had picked, just like many people are now picking the Panthers. And he's had some struggles in the playoffs before, but it's a team game. And if he wins on Sunday, he can end his career with a winning playoff record. So I don't think past stuff only goes into it so much. You got to look at right now, and right now, Manning's playing well. He played last week. So if he plays like he did this week, like he did against the Patriots, Denver has a very good chance.
Do you think it helps the Broncos being the underdog, one, and two, with the entire team? Like you said, it's a team sport. But do you think that this team is playing both for Peyton Manning because they want to see Peyton Manning go out on top and for Pat Bowlen?
Well, I think that, I don't know that it helps, but I don't think it's a bad thing that they're an underdog because they kind of embrace that mentality all year, kind of prove them wrong mentality. So I don't think it hurts them. And as for Manning, some players were asked that this week, and I feel like more on defense, it's not something that they're necessarily too worried about. I think they want to win for each other. They want to get a ring, not just for Manning, not just for DeMarcus Ware, another veteran, but just for the whole team. Everybody wants to win for themselves and for their teammates. And as for Pat Bowlen, they understand the history of the team and all he's done for them. And I've never talked to anyone in the organization that does not appreciate and love and respect Pat Bowlen. So obviously they do want to get another ring for him.
So you mentioned a couple minutes ago that we've got the number one offense against the number one defense. Obviously, I'm a Broncos fan. You're a Broncos writer. What are the keys to this game for the Broncos? Is it more what the defense does? Is it more what the offense does? What are the keys to stopping Carolina's offense and scoring points?
Well, I think it's the matchup that I alluded to earlier, the offensive line against Denver's front seven. If the offensive line blocks well and gives Cam Newton time to find his receivers, and they open up some running lanes, and Denver doesn't tackle well, I think the Panthers will be able to move the ball and score points. But if Denver kind of shuts them down a little bit, or at least slows them down like they have done to a lot of teams this season, I think Carolina could struggle to move the ball, or at least struggle to score more points than Denver's offense is able to put up. So I think the key matchup to watch is the offensive line against the pressure, because I think if they get to Newton early and often, that they could rattle him.
And what do you think? Do the Panthers have any chinks in their armor? Where are the Panthers' weaknesses? What are the Broncos looking at this week and going, this is what we want to accomplish? Or is it all just on that front seven? Is it we have to get to Cam Newton or this is over? Or are there any other areas where they're going, okay, this is something that we can target too?
Well, I think they're a pretty balanced team. It's hard to find a weak spot on them on offense or defense. I think it could be a kind of a mentality type of thing, head games. I think if they rattle and frustrate Cam Newton and kind of get in his face a little bit, I think that could kind of change the momentum of the game. So I think where they could gain advantage is kind of in the head games, because I don't think on paper it's hard to find a weakness on the Panthers, but I think they could beat them by being more mentally tough.
That makes a lot of sense. So will Peyton Manning have his helicopter moment in this game, or did we see it last week? Is he going to run? And if he runs, will he run for a touchdown? Because he said he will dance if he gets a running touchdown. So can we make that happen?
I mean, I can't predict how the game's going to go, but yeah, it would be hard to top that 12-yard run against the Patriots. That was crazy to see from Maine. But yeah, if he does something like that again, I think it would be fair to call that his helicopter moment, especially if they win.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, I'm sure you were watching that game, but did you see when they did the speedometer on how fast Brady ran and then how fast Manning ran, and they both ran, like Manning was as fast as Brady? I thought that was classic when they showed that on the screen.
I was surprised how fast both of them were running. They're, for how old they are,
yeah.
They had some good
They hit
speed.
17 miles an hour. That's really fast.
Yeah.
They could keep up
That
with my
is
car.
very fast.
Yeah, those guys are trucking. So what do you think? What's the final score prediction? Who's going to win this thing?
I'll go with Denver 31-24.
31-24. Wow. See, I'm going with Denver 24-21 just because I'm hoping that we win, but I don't think if we have to score more than 3 touchdowns, I'm not sure if we can do that, because when we don't score that many touchdowns.
You have to think of the defense too. Will they get any
That's
fumbles
true.
run back? Will they have a pick six?